Okay, guys, so I'm Steamy Chick, Kelly Garza. Obviously, I talk about steamy all the time, but there is some information, just some general information that people should have about the period and about their menstrual care that can prevent problems from arising, especially the sooner that we have this information. So I'm going to share with you guys what my menstrual health guidelines are to be able to prevent problems from arising in the first place. I truly believe that if everybody had this information from the time that they first started their period, that we wouldn't have as many menstrual problems, negative side effects as we currently experience. Okay, so the menstrual health guidelines are number 1, rest. Number 2, flow. Number 3, warmth. And number 4, nourishment. Okay, so the first thing is to rest. This is anatomically important, okay? Physiologically, our body requires it because the uterus is bigger and heavier during the period. And it is connected to the back and the hips with ligaments, okay? And so when the uterus is bigger and heavier, and you're on your feet, now it starts to pool. It's like, it's like pushing down, so it can cause like an achiness, and now it's pulling on those ligaments that are attached to the hips and the back. And that's why so many people have achy feelings or hip pain or back pain. I think we all know, people who have, hip and back pain, okay? That's the reason for it. Anatomically, there is a reason for women to be seated or off of their feet during the period in order to prevent that pooling, okay? Now, just sitting down, it relieves that pressure and it makes it so that none of those symptoms appear. And the other reason why rest is really important is because of fatigue. Like I did a survey of, I think, 2,400 women's periods, and the number 1 negative symptom that women reported was fatigue. So again, resting during this time is important because the body needs more rest in order to, the body uses more energy during the period. And so rest is important in order not to deal with fatigue, okay? So number 2, flow. The period is a natural uterine cleanse, okay? So the period is a cleanse, okay? The uterine lining is shedding. There is blood flowing through the uterus, and it needs to be able to flow down and out, okay? So flow is important. Do not plug it up. Do not block it. Let everything flow out, okay? Cramps happen when things are getting stuck and the uterus can't get them out. So the uterus will contract to try to push those things out, okay? And that's why the uterus starts to contract during the period. We call it cramps. I'm not sure why, but it's actually a contracting where the uterus is trying to push things out. So go ahead and open it up and use, whatever period care products, whether it's pads or, period panties, or even maybe the cup that allows things to flow out, okay? And then the way that you can know that that the uterus isn't getting a full cleanse is if there is brown blood or clots. Brown blood means that there's old blood sitting in there. Clots means that the blood is sitting there and it's coagulating since it's not able to flow out. Or cramps, where the uterus starts to contract to try to push out something that's stuck, okay? All right, number 3, warmth. So warmth is important because in order for the uterus to have a good cleanse, it needs circulation, okay? And blood is made up mostly of water, and water flows well when it's like room temperature or warm. And the colder that it gets, the colder that water gets, the slower it moves, and it starts to constrict and turn into, obviously, ice, right? So when we're drinking ice water, eating ice cream, then it's causing a constriction. You can touch your uterus. If you go ahead and have some ice water and touch your uterus, you will notice that it feels cold. That this whole area, your whole abdomen gets cold. So as you're making that cold, it makes it harder for the uterus to have an efficient uterine cleanse. Make sure to have this area warm and covered during that time. You could use a hot water bottle, you can hug a pillow, you can wrap a scarf around. There's all kinds of ways to keep this area warm, but during the period it is really important to keep the uterus warm and to avoid cold things. Now, ice cream is like a favorite like period food, at least I don't know for you guys, but it always was for me. So I've replaced it, I've upgraded, and now I'll just go for like brownies or apple pie. Not bad, you know, there's still like delicious things that you can eat that are warm in nature. Okay. So number 4, nourishment. Okay, so during the period, our body increases its blood production, similar to pregnancy. Okay, so when you think about pregnancy, nobody diets during pregnancy. Nobody fasts during pregnancy. Nobody skips meals during pregnancy. It's important to eat, okay? Because the body needs to produce more blood in order to nourish, you know, the pregnancy and so forth, right? So the same is true during the period. Our body needs to produce more blood in order to have an efficient uterine cleanse, in order to have an efficient, healthy period. So we need to eat in order to produce blood, okay? So you actually need to eat more food, and you need to drink more water and stay hydrated and drink teas and things like that in order to stay hydrated and nourish your body properly. If you don't nourish your body properly during the period, that's what can lead to anemia. That's what can lead to dehydration. That's what leads to headaches, right? Both of those can be tied to headaches, okay? So all of those are signs that you're not properly nourishing your body during the period, okay? And another one would be dryness, vaginal dryness. If you're not properly nourishing your blood and hydrating during your period, that's what can lead to like dryness and like discomfort in that area. Okay? So that's it. Rest, flow, warmth, nourishment. Okay? And then how you can know if you are having an efficient, healthy uterine cleanse is that you'll see fresh blood from the start to the finish. It will be a nice, fresh red color. And there shouldn't be any negative side effects, okay? And it should go about 4 days long. All right.